So, Mark, did you see that video of the guy on Fremont Street dancing solo? He has some rhythm for a white guy, an old white guy like us. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, Fremont Street's the best in Vegas for people watching. There's always something interesting going on down there. It's just more cluttered than it used to be. It doesn't have kind of that innocence. I don't even know if you could call it that that it used to have, but yeah, he's having a good old time. And there's always something going on.
There's always someone dancing. That's what I love about it. I've seen this scene replay many times downtown, people just having fun. There's something about the vibe there, and I love that people are willing to do it by themselves.
It's probably the drugs.
Again, another one. One of the more interesting things as we've done this show the last few years and watching the YouTube space is the explosion of slot channels. There's so many of them, and some of them are incredibly popular. Vegas Matt, I think, closing in on 800,000 subscribers, others in the 6, 7, 800,000 subscriber range. But Bill Crackman, he posted a video just talking about how, I don't know, the clickbait in the world of slot influencers and how it might be misleading people and how casinos are using influencers to market their games. It makes people gamble more.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, some issues here or some things to be aware of or wary of. And most people don't show they're losing. Like they're not going to just, show you an hour and a half of losing without bonuses. They just show you the fun stuff, the big bonuses, the big wins, because that gets the views and that gets people excited. And there's nothing, inherently wrong about that, but it's somewhat dishonest if you don't talk about, how much money you lost before that or whatever. And I think some of them do a good job of doing that. I think make Vegas Mad is one, or if you're doing a live stream, you see all that in real time. But the really bad stuff is like, hey, here's the new trick of how you're guaranteed to win on this slot machine and stuff. And most all of that stuff is fake or false and crap. And it just gets people to go in there and spend more money.
And it's interesting. We'll talk later in the show about wanting to regulate gaming advertising. And this is advertising. And it does make people want to gamble more. It shows off the new games and the casinos want to use the influencers. And then you have the problem with the YouTube algorithm where people feel like they need clickbait headlines or clickbait titles. So, it makes it difficult to kind of balance all of that. I agree with you. I think the industry is doing better now showing the losses. And I think Vegas Matt sort of pushed away on that. And so more and more people are showing losses. But the bet sizes have gotten insane on these bigger channels. And that sort of changes the dynamic too when you're used to watching people bet 50, 100 or more per spin.
Yeah, I mean, then you come in with $1. It doesn't seem all that exciting, and you might push up your own bets because of it or be influenced to do it. And I mean, the reality of it is this is a job. They're making money from it. Like they make money, they offset their losses from video revenue or other type of sales, partnerships, things like that. It's not just a guy going in there every day with 10 grand and seeing what happens. Like this is all planned out and they are okay taking these losses. Where if it's just a routine gambler, that's not the same. Like they can't write it off. It's not a business expense unless they're a professional gambler. So it feels like it's just a regular person that you're watching hanging out playing slots, but that's not really what it is. And I don't think they're trying to make it seem like that's what it is, but you just kind of naturally think that or you subconsciously get into that mindset.
I do wonder if we'll see regulation around this. I mean, obviously there is regulation when you're paid. So the FTC has rules and stuff where you have to disclose an ad, but there's all these weird things. And a lot of influencers say that casinos don't pay them any money. We know that they get free play in some cases, and there's all kinds of things going into this. I guess the moral of the story, enjoy the content, understand that, it's not real. This isn't simulating a real slot experience. There's a business. They're making money off the ad views. There's a reason that they're able to gamble this amount of money. But I do like watching a couple of channels. Vegas Matt is the one I watch the most. But overall, I think that the space is growing. And with problem gambling, we've seen this. I've lived in Las Vegas for a long time. Yeah, we probably need to at least keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I think just look at it as entertainment. Same thing we talk about like food reviews and stuff and a lot of these TikTok accounts and things like that, Instagram. Don't take it as this is going to be your experience. A lot of it's set up or pre-planned ahead of time. Just kind of get views of what the inside looks like, views of what the food looks like, all that stuff, the atmosphere. Same with these, what the game looks like, what the bonus plays like. Don't think that, hey, I can recreate this, but we can say that and everybody's like, yeah, no crap, but they also fall victim to it, and we see it all the time. So it's tough.
I think we all fall victim to it from time to time, but being aware of it is a good thing. Let's move on to something more fun, Mark. A Cybertruck light show on the Las Vegas Strip. I know you had to be excited about this. I don't know how many dozens of Cybertrucks lined up, all doing their light show on the top of a parking garage, the Strip in the background. Is this nightmare fuel? I don't know.
The parking garage is the new hotspot in Vegas, man. Like everything is happening up there. But no, I mean, it looks cool. I don't know how much money this is in Cybertrucks. I hope they're getting them as like a loan from a dealership or something instead of just like traveling around the country with all these Cybertrucks. It's got to be in the millions with how many they have. But it looks cool. I just wish it was like outside announcing a tunnel actually opening and being useful. And it was like a party for that. That would be way better.
Always finding a way to trash the tunnels. I don't know. It's a Cybertruck on the strip. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. On to another show. Bellagio's Fall Conservatory display is now open, and it looks kind of cool. They describe it as a journey through a mythical forest, a fairy tale-like realm of colorful fall flora and fauna. Not easy to say. Looks really nice.
Yeah, it feels kind of Halloweenish, you know, that type of Nightmare Before Christmas type feeling to it, color scheme, all that stuff. It looks great. I mean, I don't think the Bellagio Gardens have ever missed on anything they've ever done. It's definitely one of the top few places in Vegas to go, you know, for free to just see something unique and really cool and something you don't see much of anywhere else. And they do it better than anybody. So this is just another example of that.
And I think we all take it for granted because the Bellagio's been there forever and they've been doing these for so long. But I actually think they've made them better over the years, and the quality is so high for a free attraction. You know, you think, oh, it's a garden inside of a hotel lobby. It's not. I mean, these are really well thought out, high quality, all of the plantings, all of the stuff. They're pieces of art, essentially, and they do it 5 times a year, which is insane. And yeah, I just love covering this, but I'm so happy that they continue to invest this much money and resources into it.
Yeah, I think it draws people in, and that's the whole point. What you want with these fountains gets people out front. This gets them in the door, and then you're going to walk around, maybe grab a coffee or whatever, gamble a little bit. So that's what they want to do. But yeah, I can't even imagine what the amount of money spent on this is, and people and flowers and everything. And I've never actually witnessed them changing it over. It just seems like magic. Like one day they just flip a switch and it's up and running. I don't know, when they do it. I'm sure it takes quite a bit of time, but we never like see those things. We just see when it's up and going, which is kind of funny.
From time to time, people will post on Twitter, or you can go through there. It takes, a few days, a week for them to change it over. So they'll close it all off and you'll get the transition. But good to see that. We'll have this for a couple of months. Then it'll be on to the holiday display, which is another one to look forward to. And the year is just flying by, 2024 in the rearview mirror, almost.
Yeah, let's move on. This year sucks.
Speaking of sucks, did we say the UFC sucked, that the event sucked? Because a couple comments seemed to think that on the last show. I don't think we did. I thought it looked incredible. We were just pointing out that people were complaining about the scaffolding. That wasn't even our complaint. That was things that people had said on the internet, and it did look sort of basic for those fights. But I think it looked incredible. All the visuals, I mean, every single visual I saw, as far as those little movies they were playing about the story of Mexico and everything else, I thought they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, that was the one complaint was, they spent this money. I think they could have had something up there for the earlier fights, but that's like a small complaint to this. It looked really cool. I mean, the only other thing we said really is if you were like upper deck, it might have been hard to see anything live. You're just watching it on the screen, but such a cool environment and everything. I don't know. Sean, whatever we say, people will just take it the wrong way sometimes.
We liked it. It looked great. We didn't go, so we're not reviewing it. We were looking at the stuff on the internet just like all of you. It looked really cool, but we try to present a story that, what are people saying? What are the discussions? So that's what it is. As a reminder, we have our Patreon. $5 a month gets you access to our weekly after show where we spend incredible amounts of time explaining ourselves. Just kidding. Lots of fun over there. Patreon.com/MTM Vegas for all the information. Thanks to everybody who supports us over there. So a few months ago, the Beast Games were in town filming at Allegiant Stadium. We talked about that. We showed pictures of the people wearing garbage bags because they wanted to cover up the jerseys. I still want to know who came up with that brilliant idea. But there was a big fallout. There was people not getting their medicine, not enough food, all kinds of complaints. And now there's been a class action lawsuit filed against them, and I think Amazon as well, because the show was supposed to be on Amazon. All kinds of accusations in here from misogyny and sexism, that people were limited sustenance. They weren't given the food that they needed, obviously not medical treatment that they needed. Lots of stuff that we kind of previously talked about, but now put on paper.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they struggled with this because they did a similar type of game show, maybe not in the same realm. They recreated Squid Game, so you think they'd have like a little bit, maybe had some bumps in the road that time, but you'd think they'd have a better game plan for things. And Mr. Beast has had some negative news over the last couple months, and it just seems like it's snowballing a bit. So we'll have to see what comes of this. There's always two sides to a story, but we did hear this previously, so it seems like there's some legitness to this and validity and all of that. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But yeah, it's never good to not have people be able to get to their medication. If you're throwing a big thing like this, I thought the big thing about TV shows was they always had huge spreads. Food everywhere, all this stuff. I don't know why they're doing it on the cheap.
It's the world of streaming. It's funny, I've heard some celebrities talk about this, where you can go to like a traditional production with the old studios and stuff like that, and you'll get these big spreads. And then sometimes with streaming shows, the budget's so tight that there's like nothing as far as catering and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think that you're just talking about a bunch of inexperienced people, and sure, it was Amazon Prime, but it seems like the Mr. Beast team was doing this, and they've done a lot of videos and a lot of competitions, but maybe the scale of this was just a little different. I mean, again, making people wear garbage bags in the middle of the summer just to cover up a jersey that's really meaningless and everybody knew they were in town. It just, yeah, it's very short-sighted. I don't know, but we'll see how this turns out.
Yeah, just put like a big t-shirt over it, or like a nightgown type of thing. Like, you didn't need to put garbage bags. I guess that's cheaper. Maybe this is all about money. Maybe they didn't get a very big budget. I don't know. But I mean, he always spends a lot of money on his videos, so it would be strange to have an actual show coming out and to do it on the cheap, but that's what it seems like.
So back to downtown Las Vegas. In the downtown Grand, Vital Vegas had reported a little while back that it was for sale potentially. We didn't cover that, but there wasn't a lot of information out there. Well, he's following up, still a rumor, not confirmed, that downtown Grand had sold and that there was multiple bids, that they were asking for $180 million, that the 100 million was their minimum and is probably coming in somewhere above that. So $100 million for the downtown Grand. We'll see if this actually happens, but it seems like it's sold. He seems pretty confident in this.
Yeah, which doesn't mean a ton, but it's something, I guess. We always talk about like billions of dollars here, billions of dollars there. So 100 million seems cheap in comparison, but it's still an expensive property. I love what they've done over the years with downtown Grand and how they kind of revitalized it, and it's very nice inside the casino. I love the pool on the rooftop deck and what they've done out there and how fun it is and everything. So hopefully whoever does take it over, if this does happen, keeps that and keeps improving it. But it's a reason to get off the Fremont Street a little bit and go check it out.
It's really a interesting property. You have all those restaurants out on the street. They have the new gallery tower, which is really cool. There's a lot going on there that's great, but you say the location isn't good and the place has always struggled and it really hasn't, I don't know, ever been busy. I mean, I don't even know back in the Lady Luck days if it was ever that busy. People can let me know. I didn't spend a ton of time in there back then, but it is a great place and they just need to draw more people off of Fremont Street. Downtown Las Vegas is already a secondary market to the Strip in Las Vegas, and then drawing people further off. I don't know, but I hope they do well. $100 million. I guess it seems fine and reasonable. They have a decent amount of hotel rooms there. And like I said, the whole vibe of that area with the streets and the restaurants and everything going on, I dig it. I hope the best for this place.
Yeah, I hope it continues to grow and they do well. But like you said, it's always been a bit of a miss to get people in there, and maybe they'll run some more cool promos. I know they always do their like BOGO offers and stuff for the rooms, but I'd love to see some more stuff on the casino floor, or even like have like a nightclub atmosphere at the rooftop pool or something like that to draw people over there.
Staying downtown, moving to the Four Queens. Did you know this whole Silver Strike thing? I am shocked that this never hit my radar that this existed, and I guess people should take my Vegas card now. But Four Queens has these Silver Strike machines, which are, if you hit the special symbol, then you get a token that's worth $10. But they're collectible tokens, and they have different designs on them. And Four Queens, apparently, they closed their Silver Strike machines the last few months, and they're bringing them all back. So that's good news, along with new designs. And Plaza also has Silver Strike machines. These are the only two places in town, apparently. And thanks to Vital Vegas for sort of putting the history of all this together. Plaza also has some cool new designs coming, including a carousel bar one that, I don't know, I might have to go get it.
Yeah, I think these things are really cool, and it seems like a way to make some money, for the casinos. I don't know if everybody had one in Vegas. Think how awesome that would be. You could have it up on your wall and have one from each casino. Hopefully more people add them. I don't know that that's going to be a thing, but these things are worth $10 or $40 or whatever, and you have to turn them in. So that's basically like your win. instead of getting money, I assume you get this token that you have to go turn in for money, but then people are essentially buying them for whatever they say they're worth. And they cost a lot less than that to manufacture them, I would assume. So it's basically like they're selling, they're trading in wins for a piece of memorabilia, which is kind of cool.
Totally agree. And Vital Vegas says that Four Queens ordered 48,000 tokens for this next set as they reopen. And because most people don't cash them in, as you say, they keep them. They're collectors' souvenirs. These are regular slot machines too, so you can win money. But this is just sort of a side thing. Sort of reminds me of a cross between pachinko, where you have to go somewhere else to go cash in the balls or to go cash in the tokens or whatever. But yeah, this is cool, and I did not know about it. I don't know. Let us know in the comments if you knew about it out there, because I love when things, just come up on our radar that we had no idea about.
Yeah, it's something unique, and we've talked about coin slots forever and how much people love those. This is kind of in that realm, but a little bit different. And instead of like playing through a bonus, you get like a bonus little token. That's kind of cool.
Moving on to the Safe Bet Act, and this is a new act in Congress, a new law that's trying to be passed. Nevada's representatives are against this, but essentially it's huge regulation for the sports betting industry on a national level, starting with a national ban on sports betting. And then from there, certain states can apply for a license in order to have sports betting. So that's how they would reopen it up. And it goes through a lot of different ways to ban and to regulate the sports betting industry. And I'll go through just a few of the things. It prohibits sports betting broadcast advertising between 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. local time, prohibits sports betting advertising during live sporting events. Sorry, FanDuel and DraftKings. Prohibits sports betting advertisements designed to induce gambling with bonus, no sweat, bonus bets, or odds boosts or similar promotions. That's those sign up and you get this no sweat bet or stuff like that. Prohibits sports betting advertising designed to induce use of gambling products by showing audience how to gamble or explaining how wagers work. Prohibits operators from accepting deposits via credit card. Prohibits the use of AI to track individual players' gambling habits, and prohibits the use of AI to create individualized offers and promotions to customers. Let's start on that last one. Do you think they're using AI already for the algorithms to figure out offers for customers?
Oh, I'm sure. Like I think everybody's using AI in the corporate world, or at least is it wants to. So it will go there if it's not there already. But is it that much different than them having their own internal systems to produce these offers? I don't know. I don't think it's that big of a leap or anything like that. But I don't give this much credence or a chance because you kind of put the cart before the horse. Like so many states have already legalized this. If you wanted to do this, it should have been done 10 years ago and then had them apply. What state's going to be like, oh, okay, so we're going to reapply to get this activated again. Maybe it's just a way to get their cut of the revenue or something. I don't know what the goal is here. There definitely is some things to worry about with online sports betting and, how destructive it can be to people and problem gambling and everything. Usually you have to go to a casino to gamble, and if you can just do it anywhere you're at, that could be an issue for some people. So I think there needs to be a give and take here in that realm of things. But this seems just be like over the top and has like no hope of getting through.
It really is the Wild West right now in many areas of the gaming industry. We talked about slot influencers at the top of the show, and in sports betting, you see these advertisements everywhere. And we've talked about, responsible gaming and the fact that you can have an app in your pocket where you can make these bets and all these prop bets and everything else. And they're using algorithms to target you for certain things in certain ways. And I think that this language about AI is very interesting, and it might be an argument that we have across the entire gaming industry as more data is used to sort of target us and do all of this stuff. But some of this is pretty strict, like no advertising from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. So you can only see sports betting advertising in the middle of the night, essentially. Obviously,
When
this would be a huge hit.
Not a good time.
Yeah, exactly. All the sports games, the NFL games, just think about all of those ads we see now. I feel like there is probably some regulation needed, although states like Nevada are arguing we already have laws in place for sports betting and everything else. We already have gaming regulators. We already have everything designed to tackle this, so we don't need the federal government involved. And yeah, I think that you're right. I think this probably not going to go somewhere, but I like the fact that we're having this discussion and maybe we can get some baseline, protections for people.
Yeah, we should even mention, we've had the Golden Nugget ad that is this type of thing. It's an online sports book. We've had that several times over the last year or so. So, we're involved in this too. And it is something, but I think there's so much money, like you said, NFL ads, like how much money are they getting for those ads? and then you have the sports books, and then you have the local states and government and the local governments getting revenue from this, from taxes and everything. So I don't think that they're going to get a lot of support, and there's going to be a lot of money behind this to fight it. I do think we do need some protections in there, but I don't know where that line is drawn. This just seems like they're jumping in like 5 years too late to do anything like this.
Yeah, I wonder what the impetus was. You think the congressmen, they just lost some money at the casino, they got pissed off because their sports bets went bad, so they're just like, let's do this. I don't know. I like that there's a discussion about it because I do feel, and having seen the backside of this industry a little bit, that there probably aren't enough protections for people, especially with problem gambling and the way that this can ruin lives, and then just to see the explosion here. But the truth is, it's providing entertainment for millions of people. That's always the balance with this industry. It does ruin people's lives. So does the alcohol industry, other industries too, but it provides entertainment. A lot of people love this and they get great value in their life from the entertainment it provides.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, if you're responsible, it's great. It's a lot of fun. And if you're not, then it's going to be a problem. But the issue is, if you're not responsible, like, you're not going to step back and say, "All right, this is it. Like, I got to be done." So I don't know how you curb that. Like you said, alcohol is an issue, tobacco, all the industries, like pretty much anything. If you do too much of it, it's going to be a problem. And where do you draw the line in that? Where do you have individual freedoms versus protections and everything? So it's an interesting discussion to have. I don't know where it ends up, but it's good that we're talking about it.
Such a serious show, Mark, serious topics that we're discussing and tackling here, solving all of the issues of the world. So let us know in the comments what you guys think about anything we talked about, slot influencers, how that's changed. Do you like the clickbait? Do you not like the clickbait there? This act, dancing alone on Fremont Street, those silver strike tokens, did you know about them? Leave a comment. We do 2 shows a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, and we'll be back in a couple days with another show. Thanks so much for watching. Talk to you next time.
Have a good weekend, everybody.